From here, Matt.
I'm not stopping. I will not stop until what I know is divulged and what is told and that story is done. I firmly believe today, and I'll never take this back, if it was you or I or anybody else, the investigating agency would never have brought charges against us. There's another human in this case that is a defendant in the civil lawsuit. She's not charged with crime. I'm the very, very, very strong opinion, if we're coming to a proportionment of fault here, it wouldn't even be close. I stand by what I'm saying, and I'm not backing off. I will never back off of that. Not for him, not for anybody. It's never going to happen again to somebody else. Not this way. Yeah. Too many things you find out after the fact that go, that's interesting. That was ignored. Or that's what your expert says. Well, how about what this investigation says? You know, you watched an accident. Let's be very clear. You were so close. You didn't get in a collision with the vehicles in front of him. Mr. Herman was in front of him, his vehicle, at the time that this happened. He watched the accident happen. The second car in oncoming traffic, whatever they were doing, goes into the other lane. And Kyren was charged with negligent homicide. Think about that.
Yeah. This is interesting information we're getting right now.
This is the tip of the iceberg of information, but the initial reports that he fled a scene, he did this, he did that. You know how many people see wrecks every day and don't stop? It doesn't mean you don't care about the person, if they were injured, how they were injured. There's so much that you don't know. And frankly, in that initial report, that it is exactly what it is.
So state police handled the initial
They did.
report. Okay, so what would be your next step as an attorney? Have you thought it out yet? I know it's very emotional time for you, right?
I have, and that at this, I mean, I told you that before this interview started. There's certain things I will not divulge, but I can promise you this is not over, and I'm not stopping. I'm very convicted in how I feel in this. I've done this too long, and I knew from day one, where this was going. It makes me sick. There's nothing else I can say. I'm not happy. I'm not sleeping. I'm not eating. Who gives a damn about me? I'm just saying that's where my head's at right now. I don't need to say anything else.
All right.
It's all been thought out, and I want the truth told.
And look, go to this channel if you want to watch the full interview. And I'm not going to lie, this video is very hard for me to do because the whole time I knew he was innocent. I knew he didn't cause that accident back in December. Matter of fact, back in January, I made a video saying he didn't do it. And now, yesterday, you have the lawyers saying the same exact thing. So please go back and watch that video. He watched the accident and went around it. He did not cause it. But guess what? No one listens to a black man when he's trying to claim his innocence. In this country, you are guilty before proven innocent. The game is cold. And let's slow things down. You want to know who played a major part in Kyren Lacy deleting himself? Check this out. I want y'all to go to this Facebook account, and then I want y'all to scroll all the way down till you see this post. I want y'all to read all the comments. The same people that cheered for him on Saturdays was the same people that crucified him. They crucified him with no evidence. They crucified him with no video footage. Matter of fact, his attorney said this on Sunday. Kyren was a young man with the immense promise, and he was crushed under the weight of an irresponsible and prejudiced process. The negative barrage on social media and the circulation of his mugshot by nearly every news outlet rather than a standard photo. The recent civil lawsuit filed against him that named another defendant who was mysteriously wasn't charged with a crime, only him, and the overall tone of coverage painted a deeply biased picture before he ever had the chance to defend himself. There was never a presumption of innocence, which was exemplified by the NFL pulling his draft card over more accusations without affording him the slightest chance to defend himself. The pressure and perception likely became unbearable. And in my opinion, that was the final straw. When the NFL pulled his draft card, that broke his soul because that was everything to him. And imagine being a black man, and before you even go to trial, based on the public, you're already guilty. The game is cold. So since my platform is growing, I have to show y'all the fake outrage in Louisiana. Matter of fact, I have to show y'all the fake outrage in this country. So everyone and their mama crucified Kyren Lacy, right? Well, back in December, I covered this story. Jacob Nash of Louisiana, of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, ran over. Matter of fact, run the tape.
Family is speaking out tonight after losing a loved one in a deadly hit and run over the weekend.
Yeah, sad story. Fox 44's Sydney Simone says the family is looking for closure.
Heartbreak and confusion as a grieving family look for answers.
I would have felt better if you would have just stopped.
32-year-old Brianka Collins was apparently crossing the street to a local hookah lounge on Sunday evening when she was hit by a car at the intersection of South Sherwood Forest Boulevard near Haymarket Avenue.
She was on the phone with her cousin, her other cousin Keisha, and Keisha say she just thought somebody was shooting or something. She just said it got quiet, and somebody picked up the phone. And they were saying, your people got hit.
Collins was taken to a hospital where she died the following day. Witnesses at the scene told the family the driver of the white vehicle fled the scene.
We all have our day to leave here. And we wasn't imagining her death to be like that, though.
Family members said the Southern University graduate was the life of the party. Collins had plans to go back to school for her master's degree.
Remember her in the happiest way, the biggest smile ever, the dance, the laugh, everything.
After days of searching, a detective with the Baton Rouge Police Department told the family they located a suspect. They're expected to turn themselves in on Thursday.
It may have not been on purpose. It was an accident. But give people closure, because wondering in your mind, wondering things like that festering is harmful.
And guess what? That's the only video coverage this story received. Jacob Nash turned himself in 4 days later and bonded out only 2 hours later. But this the cold part. His bond was only $330. Make it make sense. He was speeding and drunk. He was going so fast, her body landed on the next street. And on December the 12th, 2024, you want to know how much prison time he received? Check this out. In an emotional courtroom scene Wednesday, Sharonda Plain, the grieving mother of Bree Collins, faced the man responsible for her daughter's death in a fatal hit and run. Jacob Nash, 22, pleaded guilty to charges of hit and run resulting in death by avoiding jail time when Judge Gail Horn-Ray sentenced him to 3 years of probation. So tell me this, where's the outrage for Bree Collins? This young black woman was in college to be a lawyer, and this dog-smelling boy only got 3 years probation. Make it make sense. Her mother was so hurt when she heard that he only got 3-year probation, she passed out in court. So when it comes to Kyren Lacy, these people don't care. It's all fake outrage. You think they care about Marines? They don't care about Marines. It's all fake. If they cared about Marines, it wouldn't be no homeless Marines on these streets. Kyren Lacy was a smart young black man headed to the NFL, and they had to make someone pay for what happened to that Caucasian Marine, so they pinned it on him. I'm telling you, the game is cold, and it's not the first time we hear about this. They always pinning stuff on black men and getting away with it. Always pinning stuff on black men and driving a black man crazy. It hurts me that Kyren Lacy allowed the internet to drive him unstable. It hurts me that as a black man, you really alone when you're going through some real shit. So that's why on my channel, I go so hard for my people. Kyren Lacy never caused that accident. He died an innocent man. And to my black men, I need y'all to listen. Never get caught up in the hand claps and the praise, because those same hand claps can crucify you. And to the black women that breathe life into black men, and you don't bash us down, thank you. We love you. So rest in peace to Kyren Lacy. Damn, life is cold. I'm out.